Welcome to the channel, everybody. My name is Ryan, and we are back with some more Unreal World. And this is our brand new series, Destroying the Njerpez. And we are here today at the site of our first destroyed village. As I zoom out, you can see there's carnage all about me. In fact, we're not quite done. We left on a little bit of a cliffhanger in the last episode because there still remains one Njerpez and one child of the Njerpezit. And we must take them both out to officially claim this village because this is going to be our staging point here. If I zoom to the world map, which is fine here, we're safe for now. If I look, for one thing to note, there is an extra village we passed on the way in. So these purple culture, they will do that. They'll spread throughout the map like a cancer. So it is our job to take them out as well as the main settlements. But first, I mean, that might be an impossible chore, but we are going to focus on this first, the primary cluster. I want to knock out quite a few of those settlements. If it's convenient, we might hit up some of these over here. But keep in mind, just because they're smaller on the map or distant from the home territory doesn't mean they aren't well protected. They can have just as many people in them as some of these major settlements over here. But speaking of major settlements, you can see that the current one, this is the only one we've known so far. I didn't spend too much time exploring, but that is going to be our next big mission while we're here. I'm going to, of course, we've got to finish off what remains of the enemy first, but then we're going to kind of police up the gear, see what we end up with here, all the loot we've got, and we're going to kind of look out, like examine some more of this territory, look out for more settlements and stuff. We got to be very careful, but we'll do that part together. We'll have a little exploring fun, but for right now, let's take out these two guys here. So you can see I've got my woodsman's axe equipped. I think I might be out of arrows. Yeah, I shot off. Oh, no, I've got one left there. Well, it's not really worth wielding the arrow there for that. Let's take a quick peek. First, I will zoom in. Let's take a quick peek at this guy we're facing. Is he wounded? Suffering from a minor puncture in the neck. That might have been us shooting our arrows. He's carrying a knife, two roasted bear cuts, a club, and an arrow. All right, so yeah, the arrow's probably in his neck. Let's go ahead and take him on. We're moving forward. Our dog, unfortunately, is in a terrified state here. Okay, the kid's coming at me from the left flank too. I'm not seeing any other guys alive, or at least that are up and moving around. So we're going to move into attack. Okay, we're dodging. I want to keep my eye on the kid there, so I'm going to turn a little, but we're going to use our woodsman's axe. Let me zoom in just a bit. Blunt. Let's go for, I don't know why I'm using blunt, but let's go for the blunt shot to the legs. Nice. We knocked him down. Okay, it says your blow glances off his hip, still hurting him. His strike glances off your thorax, hurting you. So we both took a hit there. I don't think I got too badly injured, but he got back up. I don't see the kid. Okay, he's running away. All right, I just want to keep my eye on him. I don't want to get attacked by two people, or if we do, I want to be aware of it. I don't want to be getting hit from out of sight. That's extremely dangerous. But the kid will come back. He's not done yet. So anyway, let's stay focused. I'm going to zoom in all the way. Let's hit this guy with the straight on woodsman's axe, edge to the body. All right, you land a solid hit to his abdomen. He falls prone. He has fallen unconscious, and he lost grip of his axe. Do not got to be careful. Notice that my dog is standing on top of him. All right, there we go. So I passed a turn so the dog would move. Because if I were to do this attack, I might hit my dog by accident. So we don't want that. All right, I'm going to go for a shot to the neck. Boom. And now he's dead. Okay, we got him. Killed him with our woodsman's axe. Glory be. I really need to keep my eyes out for a mod that lets me like name my weapons and stuff. That would be amazing. Anyway, let's see here. So we've got one little kid left. Avert your eyes. Fast forward the video if you don't want to see this, but we do have to take this little guy out here. So let's do it. All right, axe. Let's go blunt to the legs. I don't know if he's injured or not, but he's attacking me. Let's take a quick peek at him. He's wielding a rock. He's got a rock. Okay. All right. Let me take him down. Okay. Well, I've done the hard part. The dirty work is done. All right, let's. In fact, I'm going to grab them. And, well, I think that's everybody. I honestly do. What I'm going to do now, because like I said, this is our village officially now. I'm going to go ahead and drop this kid. Oh, okay. I thought somebody had snuck up on us. Nope, we still got. This is one of the guys who helped us attack. Now it's time for me to go back home. Yada yada. He wants me to pay him. Right now, I'm not going to worry about it. For one thing, I don't know if I have enough food to last me for a super long time. We'll have to see just how much food is in these houses here. But another thing is, I might not necessarily need to pay him in the sense that if one of the fellow villagers we recruited from his village is killed, we're not really going to be able to recruit from that village again. You know what I'm saying? So we'll be able to trade potentially, but I might still have to pay him. It could just be at a later date too. And he won't be too upset. If he does, if we do have to do that, he'll just say better late than never, essentially. So I'm not going to pay him, in other words. I'm going to stiff him. But first thing, let's grab some arrows just in case we need them. I just never feel comfortable without having my longbow and at least some arrows ready. You know what I'm saying? But also, real quick, I want to zoom out. I've got the dog tied up to the tree. You can't zoom out. Oh, there's activity around us. That's because of the guy. But our skis are on the world map right now, so I wanted to grab those. But no worries, no worries. I'll just wait till the area clears out a little bit. So let's check some of these buildings, see if there's any loot. All right, that one's got nothing, so I'm going to go ahead and close that door. The fire's lit there, but that's okay. It'll go out. Let's see. We haven't checked any of the bodies yet, but that will also be a valuable source of loot and stuff for us. Let's just move. Oh, there's still a maiden here in my way. All right, let's take care of that. And no longer is she in my way. All right, empty. There's a couple of dudes in here, so we'll leave that door open. Plus, she's blocking me. The dog is still down there freaking out. I'll give him some food in a second, try and calm him down. So we've got, bags of peas and rice grains. Bag of barley grains. That's huge. Those are ours now. I'll leave those, of course. Let's see. Come here, Poach. Let's drop him. I think I might have. Did he get injured in the attack? Oh, our food's on the world map, too. All right, we'll come back to him in a second. I want to continue to loot the premises. Oh, look at this. The gold mine. What do we got? Birch box of turnip seeds. Oh, 16 arrows. Give me those right away. Everything. I mean, I'm going to leave a lot of stuff here for now, but we got a winter fox fur and extra yarn. That's super helpful. Rough short bow. Lame. A winter elk fur is huge. The squirrel fur is good for trading. I'm going to make it like an overcoat with that elk fur, though. I think that's what I need currently. Yeah, we have the cloak. Literally all I need now in terms of my fur is an overcoat. I'm pretty sure. I have to double check the list of craftable items, but I'm pretty sure we're close to full winter gear. Look at this. Speaking of full gear, this little spot is nice and full. Ooh, now there's 2 pots here. See these? I'm going to grab the food too. We'll take those with us. But these 2 pots, these are going to be very important for cooking. And if we wanted to like test out herbs and stuff that we don't know, you can boil them to make them safer to eat potentially. And also, because this is a modded playthrough, by the way, I haven't mentioned that yet. It is in the thumbnail, but there's also a link to the mod pack down below and how to install it, because it does not come on the Steam Workshop. You have to do it yourself manually and change the game files. But like I said, there's a link. It's pretty straightforward, and there's a link to an instruction page on how to do that down in the description. But nonetheless, there are a whole bunch of cooking recipes that are added. So we've got baking, porridge, meat recipes, fish, vegetable, utility. I would like to do maybe some of these. I intended to do these in one of my previous playthroughs, but never got, honestly, I forgot all about them. But now that we've got some pots early, we might try to cook some stuff up. We got a leather rope. Okay, I'm going to grab all the food. I'll take those woolen foot rags too. I think that's like socks essentially. Anyway, let's see. Turnips. Yeah, I'll grab those. We can eat those. Dried bear cuts, taking all the food with me. 2 wooden bowls. Okay. Oh, and there's a fox cut here. Bag of broad beans and a wooden tub. So it's actually kind of a small village, but nonetheless, I'm happy. This is a great place, like I said, to establish a foothold here. The only problem is water. I might need to, I don't know, either find another source or location nearby and set up a shelter. But honestly, at this point, I don't know how much hunting and like tanning I'll be doing. Maybe a little bit, but most of the wealth we get now will be from trading, off the loot that we get. So, like I said, if we zoom back in here, I'm just checking around the area, looking for water, any hostels. But if we go in and look, I'm going to be able to pick up all these clothing pieces. Some of them are in better shape than others, but like here, look at this: 7.4 pounds of the lamlar or lamellar. I can never pronounce it. Anyway, the cuirass. This thing right here is probably worth at least a dog, maybe at most of the value of a dog, for instance. So if I picked up all this stuff right here, we can start to mass it together. I'll pick, like, we'll say this room. This will be my main base right here. It's got a nice little window. We got a table and stuff. So in the corner, what I'll do is I'll start to accumulate all the clothing. I'll drop all this stuff. Some of it's kind of useless for trading, but I can still like use the scraps for other stuff, repairing or breaking it down into cordage or whatever. So everything has value basically. It just, I'm going to have to take some time and go through all these corpses, and I'll get them all moved together and we'll burn them in a nice big ceremonial pile and stuff. But folks, we have done it. We have officially defeated our first village, but we've got many, many more to go. So I'm going to get a few things taken care of around here, like I said. And our next stop, I think, will be exploring the map a little bit. Okay, guys. Well, I've policed up all the bodies and I've got all the loot sorted out for the most part. We'll take a look at that here shortly, but first it's time to pay honor to the dead. Even our enemies deserve honor and death, right? So we're going to push a full tree trunk with some branches for kindling, and let's get that fire started. There's about a dozen bodies there, including some of our allies, too. So we're also disposing of any evidence here, too, with this fire. But, all right, let's go into our newly discovered claimed cabin here. I'm going to go ahead and rest a little bit. Nice, beautiful, nice little rest for the first time. Small hours of the morning. Let's check the fire. Still going. We might need to chop down some more logs here and put that on there. I want that thing to just totally burn out. We could have kept the bodies for a long period of time to get the bones, which is not a bad idea because we could feed the bones to the dog. As you can see, he's still freaking out a little bit, but he'll calm down eventually. But I'd like to, at least for the first batch, like I said, just pay honor to the dead, pay a little respect. We will at some point. We'll have plenty of bones, so I'm not worried about it. But for right now, let's take a quick look at some of the loot I've got after this conquest. The fine winter elk fur. We've got a regular fur here, too. Some squirrels and foxes, which is not bad. The big one, though, is the pile of clothing. So look at this. Oh, man, it's huge. That is a long list. So that's stripped from all the corpses. And you can see most of it's damaged pretty badly. There are a few things in here like the linen shirt, and a lot of it can be repaired too, since I've got a mod now, or a mod pack that allows us to do that. So even things which are pretty low, like the fine linen apron, I could repair. But really what I'm looking for is any iron stuff, or like here, the long mail cowl. That one's only about 50% left. Ooh, the male Harbor John is there too. Linen shirt looks good. If I could find a nice helmet, that would be amazing. But nonetheless, you can see there's a good selection. There's an iron helm. It's also about 50%. It's pretty well worn. So, like I said, most of this stuff is going to get traded away. Now, I think it might be a little bit too much for us to carry all by ourselves. So we'll either have to make multiple trips when we go, which is fine. It's still cold and snowy outside. So as long as we've got our skis on, we wield the ski stick, we can head over the ice and stuff. It'll be a real fast trip. And I can push a lot of the clothing and stuff onto my dog, too. He can help carry it. So we can definitely make a nice little run to do some trading. And I think we will, but I want to explore at least part of the general area of this map for now. So let's grab the dog. I'm going to get him. I might as well take the food here at my feet too. No need to leave that. Although, take a look at the amount of food I did get here. So this is all the stuff minus the 162 cuts. We brought that with us, but everything else came basically from either the people we brought with us or the enemy themselves. So there's a decent amount of food here. Not to mention all the bags of like turnips and seeds and stuff, which I accumulated. That's right here in a nice little pile. But all right, so anyway, we've got the dog. Let's zoom out and do some exploring. Okay, now if we take a quick look at the world map, you can see that in fact the spot where we're at is no longer purple. So we have succeeded in completely wiping out every enemy in that camp. That's what happens. The little yellow spot will remain. So if I move a little bit and go back, you can see that the oops, I went to the local terrain map there. So yeah, the little yellow square is still there. That indicates the village is there. It's our village technically. It's not though. It's still like it's I think what's called a vagabond village, but nobody's there. I mean, it's ours essentially. But what we need to do now is head into the purple area proper over here. So I'm going to zoom out just for exploration. It is early morning, so it's a little bit hard to see, but we're okay. We should be able to move. The important thing once we get into that here, so you can see now we're officially in the purple zone. We need to be careful not to accidentally enter a settlement by ourselves here without any backup and only one dog that's like frightened. It's not. Oh, okay. That's not going to be good. That would be suicide. In fact, basically, we might be able to get away, but it would be a bad thing. So, right here, I can tell just from the look of the terrain, dead ahead, that there is a village. So if we just keep moving, boom, there it is. So it always does warn you whenever you encounter one, even if it's friendly or enemy, it will pause and make you push spacebar to confirm the fact that you've located a village, which is good. That's helpful. And then if we go to the world map, boom, you can see now that there is well, you can see part of it, the yellow square. So that's probably it for this general area. In other words, I don't really need to come down here and unlock or open up all the blackness from this particular section. Most likely this little circular part of it here is produced by this one village in the center. So now I'm going to move kind of in this direction here. Or alternately, we could go down to this spot and see what's here. Well, we're already up in this area. Let's just stay up here, being very careful to avoid walking on the village. You might say, why don't you mark each one? Well, it's not a bad idea, honestly, to mark a spot next to the village. There's another one. Wow, so I was wrong. There's actually two in this vicinity. But, I could put a mark right next to it. That's not a bad idea. If I just go to the map again and I say enter hostile, or it doesn't even matter. I just put tribe. It's really the marker, that I want to be aware of. Let's do a yellow one, too. Wait. How do we do that? There it is. Yellow? Can I set that with the Y? There we go. Okay. I rarely use the color, but that's interesting. Yeah, that stands out on the world or on the terrain map here pretty good. I like that. All right, we'll try that. I'll try and set markers next to each village. That'll help out a little bit. All right, and I do like the yellow color. Okay, so we are on to the next area. Let's keep pushing up here. Got to be careful though. Oh, no. Once you get the hang of it, you can start to distinguish the terrain that often surrounds villages. It doesn't always. There's oftentimes cultivated land that looks different, but not always. Sometimes you'll encounter a village that'll be just surrounded by forest, basically. Okay, it looks like we've opened up most of the area in this spot, so let's head down a little bit. Over here, there's a lake. I'm feeling like we should be close to one, but it's just a feeling I get, based off the look of the coverage here of this purple color. It's all being produced by villages, essentially, so we move very carefully. We'll find it. Although we are getting tired, might be time to take a little break. Let's eat some of our food, and it's afternoon though, so I don't really want to go to bed right now. It's a little bit early. Let's push it, push our luck a little bit. So you can. I'm investigating every little spot here of blackness, just because I do feel like we should be encountering one. Up, we're fully fatigued. Let's rest. Good news is we are getting a lot of experience skiing right now, so. Oh, we woke up because we thought we saw something in the distance. Well, it is after midnight, so it's very dark right now. It's probably not a good idea to be moving around unless it's already territory I've explored. Let's go back to that other one then while we wait. And I'm going to set a nice little yellow marker next to that one too. Okay, there it is. I've done it. I placed the marker. So again, that's just really to help me when I'm moving around out here so I don't accidentally run into one that I've already explored, which can be an issue if you're overconfident and you're trying to zoom through the area real quick. But let's see. Wow, we've only discovered two. Now you can see one big reason why I want to do this ahead of time. Because if you hire a big army and you're coming from, halfway across the world, basically, because at some point you start to run out of villages to hire from. So you have to start hiring from farther and farther away, like up here, for instance. And then you move your entire army down to this location. If you haven't actually explored it, then you're going to spend a good chunk of time just blindly searching the forest for the first settlement you stumble into. So it's just makes so much more strategic sense to actually come down here and spend the time. And, honestly, I would feel safer with more dogs on me, but I'm a little impatient. I think there will. Let's look here. We're doing. Yeah, wow. I'm really shocked there's so far no villages. Unless, I just have missed some. But, well, let me keep looking around here. I might have to retread some of the ground we've covered, open up some of those little darker spots I missed, just to double check. Okay, well, this is interesting. I decided to head south a little bit from where we were, as I just wasn't having much luck. So I figured we'd come down to this area. We got to clear it all out, but this is right next to the sea. There's usually a nice little bay area that dips into the island here, the larger island itself, where we're on. And there's a nice little mountain chain that usually runs along the coast. Helps you get a good view of things, but it's pretty well covered with purple. I still have not found a single village down here, man. But let's keep looking. Like I said, if we can get up on top of some of these mountains, it certainly does help with visibility. Now, there's plenty of game down here, though. I've seen pigs and plenty of birds, of course. Always birds. All right, I'm also trying to burn through some of these other foods that we have that aren't like dried or smoked. Of course, the turnips, there's a roasted fox cut. Yeah, I don't want to let that stuff go bad in my pocket because I'm eating the more well-preserved meats. But I've got to be very careful too. Oh, we encountered an elk. Whenever it gets dark like this and I have zero visibility, I literally I cannot be going through the dark fog of war because then I could run into another settlement. So it's important to and it means that I have to backtrack back and forth or just, pace essentially. Just move back and forth like this, saying no to any encounters. Let's see, hold on, what do we got? Bland. Oh, there's some roasted bear meat there too. We'll get to that. But all right, so we got some more visibility and let's keep searching. Oh, I'm determined to find one more village at least before we go back to trade. It's not super important, but I just feel like if we get a big enough army on our next attack, I might be able to take out more than one village at a time, which would be perfect. That would be ideal. You know what I'm saying? So if I could find a third one up here near there or another one close down south here, as long as they're not too far spread apart, that would be a good thing. Okay, there it is. Finally, I came back to one of these spots with the black little island of dark fog of war there. So we did discover another village. When we get close to it, we'll take a look at it on the map. So it's all the way down here in the center. See, that's not great. Honestly, what I should do is come back up here and maybe open up this corner to the north. Yeah, I'll keep looking around up there for another target, but I am going to mark this one real quick. Okay, well, check this out. Now, this is extremely dangerous right here, and I'll tell you why. See that marking right there? I'm going to set a mark next to it, but it's hard to see, but there's a little tribal settlement right there. And this one, when I encountered it, did not force me to pause and look at it. So this I could have easily walked into this without realizing it. And this one is just on the outskirts there. So it is technically an enemy settlement here. It's in their boundary. So if I were to enter that, we would get attacked instantly. So it gets marked here real quick. I found the best way is just to hit the Y button, the shift plus Y, then enter tribe, boom. Oh, and I spelled it wrong. Who cares? We're going to remove these marks when I attack them and wipe them out. But there we go. So that is nice. That's 4 settlements total. 3 of them are clustered together nicely. So I think we have an opportunity to take out all 3 of them at once. Now, it is going to be a big risk. Two settlements in one go is pretty doable. I'm not going to say it's easy, but it's very possible. 3 is pushing it. It really depends on how many people we get to bring back to this area and how long they stay with us, once we arrive. So what I'm going to do is, as I said, we are going to pack up everything I can carry here from our very first triumph. So we got all kinds of clothes and other tools and stuff. Get it loaded up on the dog, and we are going to make a nice long journey back westward. So we're going to go back the way we came. I might stop off here with these dark hunter green people down here because they often have nice animals like dogs and stuff. I don't want to say super wealthy, they're reamy, but they do often have stuff to trade. They're pretty small in this map. It changes when you randomize your map at the start. The cultural size changes too. That's going to make our jobs a lot harder because they're one of the prime, allies for recruiting and attacking. I mean, you can see how close they are, right? So, but that's okay. My goal is probably going to be to recruit from either the Drick again or maybe even try and push it a little farther and do the Saratola. That's going to be real tough, but it does require getting up there and actually talking to them and stuff. So we've got a lot more to go, guys. Tune in for tomorrow's episode. We're going to have a nice long trading trip here with some recruitment, and then following that, we're going back on the attack, guys. So thank you so much for joining me for the series up to now. Hit that like button if you're enjoying it. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more. Ring the announcements bell. Also, there are links down below in the description to my Discord channel if you want to join the community there, and my Patreon account, which you can choose to support me for as little as $2 a month if you'd like to. And there are exclusive videos uploaded to that, as well as early releases that I do for my Patreon members. But I appreciate you all, even if you just tune in and watch. Thank you so much, and I will see you on the next one.